What's up, guys? Today I am going to be doing an updated brow tutorial. I kind of changed up the way I've been doing my brows. I'm finding this a lot more flattering. So I wanted to show you guys how I do that, as well as I've tried out the lift and snatch before, but I haven't tried it in the shade taupe. Since my hair is blonde, now I wanted to try out a lighter brow pen, so I'm trying out that for you guys, as well as the E.L.F brow lift to go along with the updated eyebrow tutorial and kind of the shape that I give my brows. So I have a few tips and tricks in here on how to get this shape of brow. So if you enjoy that look, all right, if you enjoy that, then just keep watching. All right, so I was loving the Lottie Brow, the Arch Rival pen, but I gotta be real with you, like it dried out pretty quickly. So I used to have to take the micellar water and try to just, kind of like when you have a pen and you gotta like wet it a bit to get the ink going again. Like, loved it the first little while that I was using it, but it did dry out pretty quick. So I had to go back to my trusty NYX Lift and Snatch. I had this pen, this brow pen, for like over a year, and it lasted and it didn't dry out. The last shade I had was in the shade brunette when my hair was dark. So I got it in the shade taupe. So hopefully it will have enough pigment like the last one. And yeah, so we're gonna do our brows. We're gonna kind of do not a new tutorial, but like updated tutorial of how I've been doing my brows, as well as I want to try out the E.L.F brow lift. So see how that goes. This is supposed to be a dupe for the Anastasia brow freeze. So let's give the E.L.F a try first. And I have a spoolie that I've had forever from a makeup kit that I got in hair school. So I've had this spoolie for like over 20 years. So I don't know where it's from. Someone asked me once where I got it and I can't tell you. All right, so we're gonna go into the clear brow gel. Just gonna kind of pat it actually in that first, and then I'm just going to comb it through. It feels pretty saturated, so just kind of pat it in lightly. Like I may have gotten a little bit too much product on it, and that was just from lightly dabbing it in. So a little goes a long way. So you're just gonna want to fluff your brows up. And I'm just gonna kind of push the top ones down a bit. I don't want the ultra like feathery brow look, but I do like to fluff up the front pieces of my brow, and I do like to kind of fluff out the tail of my brow. But we're not going for like a super feather brow look, so I'm not gonna really fluff up the top. And then with the end of your spoolie, you can just kind of push the brows in place. We're gonna let that dry a couple minutes before I start with the brow pen. All right, so my brows kind of feel set into place, but not like overly crunchy or hard. So I'm gonna go in with the NYX Lift and Snatch. Again, I got this in the shade taupe. Now that my hair is lighter, we'll see how that works. So I'm gonna start off in the middle of my brow, and I'm just going to, because if a pen or a product is too, like there's too much saturation, then it'll end up in the middle of my brow and not right in the front. So far, this doesn't look like it's not dark enough. It's matching pretty nicely with my brow color. All right, so this is kind of the updated part of my brow, and I was doing this like sometimes I would do it to my brow and sometimes I wouldn't, but I really found what's flattering for my brow shape and just my face is that if I take the front end of my brow and I angle it. So we're gonna angle it. I'm gonna try to get in closer while still looking into the mirror. So we're gonna angle it. This might be a little over exaggerated of an angle because I'm trying to show you guys. Also, this taupe might be a little bit warm, but whatever. Okay, I might go in just with a Q-tip because I just overextended it a little bit too much, but I'm just trying to show you guys what I mean. So instead of doing a squared off brow, it just looks so much more flattering if you have the front of your brow angled. Like it just, for me, like when I do a square brow, sometimes it just feels so harsh. And now the tail end, I've showed you guys this in a previous video, but I'm gonna do it again just in case you haven't seen it. And for me, it works a lot better if I lift the outer corner of my eye, then I get more of a straight line rather than following the shape of my brow and having it kind of droop down. And then you can kind of follow that as a guide. But like lifted, snatched, whatever you want to call it, it's more lifted. The angle, having your brow angle just gives the eye a little bit more lift as well. So I'm going to go in and do the other eyebrow and show you what they look like fully done. All right, to kind of add to the angle in the front, I'll go in and kind of do a shorter piece right in the front. So I won't go as long. And it just gives it kind of more of a narrowed shape and natural shape in the front. You can always go in with a Q-tip and micellar water and just kind of tidy up the lines if you want. Give a little bit more of an angle to the front. It just softens the look of the brow by not having a really harsh, direct straight line right in front. And I've just kind of followed the natural shape of my brow, but they're just a little bit fuller. So it's what I kind of already have, but just fuller. You can also go into the front part of the brow and just add a little bit more pigment right at the bottom. So the top look a little bit fluffier and then the bottom is just a little bit more of a pigmented line just to give a little bit more structure. All right, guys, that is the video. I hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial on how I do my brows lately, seeing out what the color of the NYX taupe is. It's a little bit warmer than I thought, but I think as it dries down, it is going into a little bit more of an ashier tone. So when it's wet, it's a little bit warmer, but it will dry down a little bit darker. So that is cool. Trying out the brow lift, I really liked that. It's not too sticky. So I don't know, you just don't feel like you have glue on your face, but it holds the brows in nicely. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video and I will see you guys again soon.